Ramblin' Man Moto and Drone here. I'm going to have to record this additional audio in my office here at home because once again, the GoPro Media Mod has let me down. So I thought I had found the perfect setup for recording audio. And what I have found is this GoPro Media Mod that's already been replaced once just randomly drops the third-party microphone. Even though I push it in repeatedly, it just doesn't record. And I don't know if it has something to do with the sequence. I'm turning it on and off. It's so frustrating because you go out and record and then realize, in this case, it was recording through the outside microphone. There's been times it wasn't recording anything. So anyhow, there's some noise here. The purpose of this ride here was I had the new Eagle headlamp and driving lights, both LED, installed. And I had adjusted them for the second time, which involves pointing the light at a wall and adjusting the headlamp, the highest intensity, to a certain level. And when I had first put LED lights on my Indian Super Chief, I had a bunch of cars flashing at me. And it turned out the Indian dealer said, well, no, we don't adjust them. You have to do that when you're at home sitting on the bike. And so everybody was flashing their lights at me on the way home. And so now, of course, I know to do this and adjust them like experienced riders know how to do. I wasn't experienced. So I went out on a ride here to flash the low beam and the high beam. Honestly, I thought I had set them too low, maybe. Definitely nobody was flashing me. I did another test that I might upload first last night, and nobody flashed me then, and I moved it up a little bit because I felt like maybe I had the headlamp even too low. It still may be a little too low, but so what I did here was basically do a round trip of low beam, high beam, and then turning on and off the driving lights. Some people call them fog lights. I think these lights are a little big to be called fog lights. Indian on their website calls them driving lights. I bought these lights from Eagle. I'm really glad I found them. They have a nice halo effect on them. They had some great customer service. And I'm just cutting them on and off, the driving lights, to just see how the headlamp is working on its own. I also mentioned in this video I had a discussion on a forum about whether the driving lights stay on when you turn on your high beams. You know, in my Ford truck, when you have the fog lights on, there's smaller lights down at the bottom, and they turn off when you turn on your high beams. Some people in the forum said that's state law. Of course, that is going to vary in all 50 states, but it's probably a pretty common thing. I don't exactly know why. No one answered it. No one said, except the theory that maybe you wouldn't have your bright lights on. Well, some person was commenting about when you turn your bright lights on, it's going to bounce back from fog and it's not going to be good. But anyhow, if you're turning them on with no cars coming at you, I just want them all on. So I checked my Super Chief Limited, and I looked at this bike before I had the Eagle lights installed and after. And the riding lights stay on even if the high beams are on. So I just kind of wanted to play around with all the sequences and just kind of see how it looked and drive around. This was a very quick ride just this evening, specifically just to check these lights. I spent hours out riding today and had a great time. Weather was up to about 75 degrees. Now, in addition, I spoke about this Shoei Neotec 2 helmet. As you guys know, these helmets cost a lot of money. And of course, probably 2 to 3 weeks after I bought the Neotec 2, they came out with Neotec 3 helmet for the same price. And, you can't return a helmet once you've worn it. And I don't think they had come out with a new helmet for 7 or 8 years, so I had no reason to expect they were coming out with one. I have another Shoei helmet. That was my first helmet I ever bought, full face helmet. And I had that set up for recording this sort of audio. It's kind comfortable, not a lot of wind, noise. So I thought I did my due diligence. I liked Shoei helmet that I had. This Shoei Neotec 2 is loud. It's just a lot of wind noise, in my opinion. And I get it. It's a modular helmet. It's got a couple of openings that maybe the full face doesn't. I also have another Shoei helmet I had purchased that was a half face. And I ended up like wearing it probably 3 or 4 times and then just deciding as a newbie, you know, if I have a wreck, I want my chin protected. And everybody I respect on videos I watch, for the most part, wear full face helmets. So I'm probably selling that one on eBay. But the modular helmet does have a hard chin area, only if you flip it up. And, you know, even when I record this audio, when it's working correctly, in both helmets, the Neotec 2 has a ton of wind noise. A lot more engine noise coming from the microphone. That's, you know, both microphones are tucked inside the helmet. I saw some video where a guy was complaining about the noise, and he had an extreme messy thing where he put glue all in the different crevices. On a more reasonable level, I've seen people talk about putting memory foam in the cheek pads to block the airflow. You know, these helmets cost a lot of money, so to have to retro-engineer, it's kind of disappointing. Somebody did say the Neotec 3, they've made some improvements. There's basically like 3 points of areas where the wind is a problem in the chin area, the triangle, and I don't remember the third. And, you know, I find myself actually wanting to go back to my old Shoei helmet, even though I like the modular feature. But, you know, you spend a lot of money for these things, and then you lose a lot when you sell it on eBay. I've gone through so much stuff that was trial and error as I learned what I liked and didn't like. But the first Shoei helmet I ever bought, I really like it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's so windy that it's just not enjoyable. But I'm going to keep at it. I might fill some of it in with more foam. I did stop on a side road and I lifted the visor so you can hear me talking, and I demonstrated what the lights were looking like. I'm going to end this recording and then let that play. Thanks for watching. See, I'm on a side road here. This is low beam, no driving lights on. High beam. Low beam. I'm on a slightly downward slant. High beam. I'm going to add the driving lights. Low beam, no driving lights. With driving light, high beam, all right?